today's the day that put some air right on his car. Finally.
Finally, bro.
He's just, after how long, bro?
Fucking like a year or so of me saying I'm gonna bag the car and then finally gonna bag it.
He just has lowering springs right now. It sits pretty low. It's gonna sit so much lower with the air ride. Just gonna record so you guys can see how it is before and after. Alright, so this is how a German setup is. Shock is loose up there now. Took off the bolt. So it's just gonna be that sway bar end link that's connected to the shock itself. You just gotta connect the ball, disconnect the ball joint at the bottom. You're gonna drop the lower control arm, and then we just take off the bolt that's holding the. Let's see if you guys can fit focuses. There you go. We're gonna take that bad boy off, holding the shock in there, and then we just pound down the steering knuckle, and then that'll just come off. After I disconnect the bolts up by the hood, under the hood. We're just gonna take off the lower ball joint bolts now. Nuts. I get the right size. It's a 16. So now that we took off those ball joint bolts, I'm just trying to hit the controller down. Just like that. Next up is the sway bar end links. Just disconnect those. So now that I got that sway bar end link off, we're just gonna open up the knuckle up a little bit and then get the bolts up from up top, so we can pound that lowering spring out. So I'm just hit it with some PB Blaster now, and then we're gonna slam it out. Alright, so I'm trying to push the steering knuckle down, but the sway bar is getting in the way, like it's hitting the CV axle. So I'm gonna disconnect the sway bar. It's just 2 bolts at the bottom and 2 bolts on the other side. So then we can just move it around and then hit the steering knuckle down, so then this can come out. How hard was that, bro?
It's fucking hard, bro. Holy shit. And that's only one. Only one side.
Now the other side, and then we're just gonna show you guys what we got. Alright, so those are the rear bags. Those are the shocks for the rear as well that you adjust. There's the manifold. You got the Airlift V2. Bags for up front, 1 compressor. I'll show them the control real quickly.
Right here. It's nice.
Low control. You get your presets and everything on there. And then show them that switch, bro.
Oh, yeah, this one.
So this guy had it wired up. I'm not sure if this is how you wire these up. That's the proper way. Let's see if we can focus on it. Oh, there we go. Alright, so we had that on there. And he said that with that, it would just activate his compressor. It's kind of weird though. I'm not sure if that's how these are. Because on mine, you don't have to have no switch or anything, but it's a whole different management. Yeah, those are all your wires. One that connects to your manifold. He has a little thing so you can connect like air hoses. You want to show him that real quick?
Oh, this one?
I think it's badass. I want that. Yeah, you can just connect your air hose, get some
Shit,
air from there.
If your tire fucking pops, let me know, nigga. I got you.
tire assistance over here. But yeah, that's it. And then
Oh, where's the
so we
tank?
just got to get the other side off. All right, here's a tank that came with.
That's a Chevy. That's a Chevy.
Quarter.
5 gallon?
I'm not even sure, bro. It says on the bottom, no? Right there. It just says 200 max PSI.
Yeah.
That's a pretty badass tank, though. I like it. And then it's 1/4 inch line. It'll be easier to wire. Because my boy Alex, he has 3/8 and it was hard to maneuver. Yeah, we're just going to take this lowering spring off. We're going to pound it off. Put some PB blaster in there. And then we can start putting everything in. Alright, so we're just jacking it up. So then the steering knuckle can go in the bag. It has a tiny piece left. So we're going to unscrew it from the top. And then we're just going to push it down. Because if we jack it up more, it just compresses the bag. So yeah, I think that'll work. We're just going to push that down. We need that tiny piece right there. So I'm going to just jack it up and then you can... Let's see.
So it just literally needs a little bit more. So just push it down. Was the other guy's car all the way in there, también?
Yeah, it was all the way in there.
It's ready for me.
No more, huh?
Yeah, fuck.
Alright, so we got that in there. So now we're just gonna pick it up and get the bolts up on the nuts up on top. So you want to pick it up, bro? So we can get the jack into that? Alright, pick it up.
Go ahead.
Now I would say just try and line it up, bro.
Oh, is it why the plate's fucking tilted?
Yeah. Can you hit it or something? Oh, I got an idea. Right there. And this rotor is not crooked at all. So just put it in quick. It's because it's not connected to the lower control arm or anything. So he's just going to connect the air line to the bag. Because it kind of has to run through the control arm so it can be hidden or whatever. And then he's going to bolt everything right up. Alright, so he's going to bolt everything right up and you guys are just going to see the process. Alright, so now that we got the bag in to the steering knuckle, we're going to take off, or put on the lower control arm, we're going to put on the, sway bar end links on there, and yeah, it's already connected to the top. Then we're just going to leave all the wiring and airlines for last, because suspension work on these is kind of hard. So yeah, that's what we're going to do now. So I put something on the back so we can stop it from spinning. Yeah. So when I hit it with the impact, I'll see it's like bending. Because it kept spinning, so I just put this little thing in here so I can stop it from spinning. Oh, it's nice. Nice. It's just lower control arm. So now we're just going to do the lower control arm. pick that up, get it into the holes so it can line up with the lower ball joint. And yeah. So this is where the lower control arm connects to the lower ball joint, and this guy kind of broke one of the threads on there. He's got to get one of the new bolt or whatever. But yeah, we're gonna put the nuts on there, and then that'll be good. All the property in America. It's good now. Alright, so the cables that we're just running right now are the ones that go up to the battery, the positive and negative, and then this white one. So he has a switch. This is the power one, I guess. He has a switch that turns your compressor on and off. I've never seen that before. So we're gonna see how to wire that up. But yeah, it's just a harness cable that we're running through right now. What year is this, Jose? So yeah, it's just a 2010 GTI. So we had to take off just the trim pieces, and then we gotta kind of hide this, because if we take off the seats, we gotta take off all of them. I'm not sure how to do that, because these German cars are hard, and I hate them. Hopefully Jose didn't hear me. And the back is just how the wires are. So this white one, yeah, that's the one I'm telling you guys that it connects to a switch. I'll show you guys the switch in a minute. And here's just your relay, regular relay, and here's your harness cable that it's going to connect to your harness where all your air lines are going to connect. There's a positive and negative for the compressor. And then, just like the 3P, it has the signal wire. So if he wants to add a second compressor, it's ready. He just has to buy that second compressor harness and get some more compressors. But yeah, I'll probably do that later on. So yeah, we're just going to run up the cables and then I'll keep you guys updated. The switch that the guy had wired up so the compressor can turn on and off. And yeah, that's what that wire is for. There's another wire that we have that's just we're gonna ground it, and then that's the power one, and then we're gonna connect that. And yeah, we're gonna see if it works or not. I'm really not sure on this management, but we're gonna get it done. So the soldering that he did on this is perfect. Looks super good. So yeah, we're gonna connect this real quick, see if it's gonna work or not. I'm gonna just connect the wire coming from the back, the signal wire, I guess, or the power, whatever. And I'm gonna just ground it, and then that'll be done. Alright, so we connected a little ghetto right now. We're just gonna see if it works, and if it does, we're just gonna kind of wire it up good. Alright, so we ran the line under, and then there's this little plastic piece, so we're gonna get it kind of on top of it, so then it doesn't fall or anything. But either way, we're gonna get some clamps and then clamp it up good. So once we ran it through the bottom, we're just going through there on both sides. So this left side is gonna be for the front left and the back left, and then just the front right, back right. So now we're just gonna do this other airline and do the same exact thing, run it through the bottom, and then get it to the back to the manifold. Alright, so here's the diagram showing what lines go into the manifold. Those are the front, left, and right. Shows you where it's going to go in. Then the rear, left, and right. And yeah, you can just download this off of, I think I got it off Rally Sport. Because on Bag Riders, they don't have this anymore. Probably because it's so old.
I'm sorry, they fucking discontinued it because this shit's so fucking lit, bro. It's the best freaking
management out there or what? But yeah,
fuck me.
We're going to do that right now. Connect all the lines up to the manifold. Alright, so all that's left to plug into the manifold is the right rear airbag. And then this one's a little bit different than mine. So he connected that little fitting to the tank, and then that's the one that's going to connect to the manifold, so the tank can send air to the manifold. And then for this bottom one, that's where I would drain mine out. But then you got a little water trap connected directly to the compressor. So that bottom one, he had it connected to where you can connect the air hose. So we're gonna do that right now. So that last one is the exhaust, the very right one. That's the exhaust line, whatever, that goes down under your car, and then you can just hear it air out when you do it. So we're definitely gonna have that because it's pretty loud when you air out. So yeah, we're just missing that number 4, and that's the right rear. But homeboy over here sucks at installing stuff. Look at him dicking around over there. Alright, so we zip tied everything, all the lines up front and the back. We're gonna do clamps, but it's kind of hard to screw on, so we're just gonna wait on that. But everything's connected back here, all the lines and stuff. The only thing I'm scared of is the compressor wire, bro. I'm not sure how that is. And then on the power wire that goes up to the battery, it doesn't even have a fuse, so we're gonna have to add that after. But it's just this wire that I'm confused on, and then on where we connected the fuse up there. We'll see right now. It's on.
Malicious is here.
That's why the bugger always does that shit. Alright, it turns on. Let's see, bro. Oh, nice, nice.
It's a little dim, but
So we do know what we're doing. Let's see, show them the switch, bro. No, the switch to turn off and the compressor on.
and then I guess to turn off the compressor, you just
That's so weird.
to turn it on.
Alright, and then it shows the controller.
And the
Does
controller
this show the PSI?
Yeah, right now it's at 20.
Alright, what's it at, bro?
26 psi.
Can't see it. Where is it? Oh, right there, the center.
Yeah. It's a little dark, but we'll mess with the settings, ahorita.
Hell yeah, it works though.
We
Get
did
it.
it, Rick.
Hell yeah, everything works though. So
Like 9.
we're just gonna let
And then I'm all like
the tank fill up. And this is the V2 controller. It's just how you're gonna air out and do everything. It's pretty cool. It shows your PSI, and then I'm sure those numbers just show each PSI on each airbag. And yeah, we got it. We're just gonna. Here's the wire. So this is how I connected the fuse wire. Oh, right here. So I connected it directly to the fuse. That's how I did on the STI. And we're gonna buy something so it's connected properly. Yeah, I think that's it. Now we're just gonna. We gotta connect the bolts for the sway bar, the ones at the very bottom. We're gonna slap the wheels on, and then we're gonna air it out. See how low it is. Alright, so we got the wheels back on. And before we get the jack stands under, we're just gonna turn on the car so the tank can have air, and then it can just send it to each airbag. So when we slam it and we take the jack out, it's not slammed on the floor. It's gonna be much easier. So like I've said plenty of times, it's just a switch to turn the compressor on and off, and it's just a controller. It's at 28 PSI right now, and the guy said to not go over 120, Jose?
Yeah, 120.
But the tank goes up, it's a 200 PSI tank, I guess. It says 200 max PSI on the tank, but we're gonna do like 150. That's what I do on mine, and I have 2 of them. So yeah, we're gonna let it fill up, and then we're gonna take off the jack stands and see if it's gonna air out or not. So the very last thing we're gonna do is that last hole is for the exhaust. So meaning you're gonna connect the line to there, and then just connect it to like the through here, so it goes out side, and then you're just gonna hear everything when you air out. So we just got this from Home Depot because we didn't want to wait and get it from Bag Raiders. So yeah, we're gonna do that.
You can't see it when you have to close the door to it.
No?
No.
Alright, it's filming.
58, 62, 86, 86.
Alright,
68, 68, 68,
Oh, yeah.
62, 58.
So you gotta press that one. What? Or just hold it or some shit.
No, wait, chill, dude.
Hold on, let me close it.
Hey, relax. Just trying to look up. You recording? You recording?
I don't know. It's a German car now. You have to do all that shit. That shit's so fucked up.
Alright, hit it, Rigo.
Ready, Rigo?
Hit it. Alright, hold on. I'll tell you when. Hold on. Rigo, look at the back, bro. Oh my god. Alright, hold on. Jose, are you ready? To see your
Are you
car?
ready, dog?
How hyped are you, bro?
Pretty fucking hyped.
Alright, turn around, dog.
Go. Holy shit!
That thing is
I
slammed.
think a hose came off though in the front driver's side.
No, it's this hose.
It's the exhaust one, bro.
Oh, it's
Dude, that thing is aired out.
camber, dog.
That shit tugs like a motherfucker.
Here's the finished product. Got it all done. Yeah, this is how it looks now. That thing is so low. Your boy Rigo got some seats on his car too. You got to, bro. Showing the little interior. Alright, so we're finally done.
About time, we're cleaning up. Fell in love. Holy shit.
We're just gonna probably wait, and then we're thinking of doing like the custom wood trunk setup things. We're gonna try and do it ourselves and see if it'll come out good. Then we can fix it all up and make it look real nice.
Real fucking nice. You're good.
Is it fun?
Yeah.
Alright, so how we said, we're finally done, and we're just waiting. Probably next week do that custom wood setup thing, and yeah, we'll be done. It'll be looking good now. And then we're just gonna fix up that little switch for the compressor to turn on and off. He put it right here, but we're probably gonna have it somewhere. The guy had it here. I don't know where Jose wants it though. We're gonna see, because then we're gonna have to trim that out. But yeah, it's finally done. And yeah, that'll be it for this one. Catch you guys on the next one.